This is a tutorial on the ways in which you can populate your web page with information that is necessary for students and maybe even their parents. To start, you can see that I have entitled my page Speech Unit, and I have moved over to the Insert tab on the top right. It's hoped that by the end of this tutorial, you'll understand how to add all of this information that it looks accessible on the right, and again, upload it to your web page so that students and parents can have the resource open to them from home. If you are so inclined, if you look to the left, you can see once I double tap underneath Speech Unit, you also have a quick menu to some of the options that can be uploaded, including images, a URL, anything from your drive or upload from your computer, and also a text box. Now, I'm going to be working with my speech unit from 9th grade, and in order to do so, I might want to start with a simple image. Since we obviously teach Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. speeches, I've done a quick image search for Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., and I found a picture that I find acceptable. I could put it up onto the web page, and obviously using these blue dots on the sides, I can resize that image as I see fit. If I want to, next to the image, add a text box that says Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., I can. That text box, you could see, also can be resized using the blue dots. It can also be moved and maybe even placed to the side of or with the image itself. Now this image and this text box have become one and can move around together. I also always have the option to quickly delete that group. After the text and the image, it gets a little bit more complicated, but it's still quite easy. You could see I could upload a YouTube video. In this case, I've done a video search for the I Have a Dream speech. You can also find uploaded videos if you've uploaded videos to YouTube in the past. In this case, I can assign, let's say for homework, to watch this speech via YouTube. If I double click it, you'll notice the YouTube link is immediately up onto my web page, and it can again be resized so that it is large and prominent and really hard to miss. You can also typically take these videos and center them on the page or move them to the right of the page if you'd like. I can also add a dividing line underneath it if I'd like to, and allow for a little bit of a break in my page. The other option that will be very likely for your page is to add a calendar. This is a little bit more complicated, but again, pretty easy. Since this is a 9th grade class, I'll go to my 9th grade calendar, which hopefully using another of these video tutorials you have already made public. You'll notice, and the reason I say this is complicated, even though it's not really, is because there's a simple change that needs to be made with this calendar. It'll, for some reason, post in this sort of view. It's kind of like just a defaulted view. To change this view, you'll have to go to the settings icon that's just above the calendar. Once the settings all open up, you'll move down to view mode and change agenda to month view. Once you do that, you'll click done, and your calendar will come up. Again, this could be resized and made larger, especially since you'll want the students to be able to view the homework. Now, I'm recording this video in July, so I don't have any homework posted, but this calendar will constantly update, so your homework that's put onto Classroom will immediately be uploaded to Drive in a nice way. Now, or uploaded to your web page in a nice way. Let's also say then that you would like to have that calendar as prominent as possible. You can move it above the video just by dragging and dropping. The last thing that you'll really need to add is anything from your drive itself. If you click on the From Drive icon on the right, your drive will open. If I go to my recent documents, let's say, for instance, that maybe my students are working on their speech outline, which is a Google Doc. I could double-click that document, and the document will appear on my web page just like the rest of these aspects. With the doc, again, let's say since I want the students to be able to see the whole page, I can drag the entire concept down there and make it a little bit larger. In this case, I've already made this document into a public view, so it is accessible and viewable. But if I wanted to see what my page looked like, I can go to the preview button on the top. Clicking the preview button, you should be able to see what my end result web page looks like just now. So the calendar at the top here, and then the YouTube video to follow, and underneath the document uploaded from Drive. To get out of this here, I can X out and go back to my web page. There are other aspects that are available also. You can see that you can go to Map I've put in Selma on the map, and I can select that and put in a little map feature so that maybe my students can see an aspect that wouldn't otherwise be accessible to them. Again, I could always preview it once I'm done, and the final step will always be to then publish your website. Once you click publish, you'll be given the aspects of where to post the video, and that video will then be, that the web page will then be accessible from wherever you upload it.